What's up guys, Dan here again, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about Shopify dropshipping. I'm going to explain exactly what it is. I know that a lot of you out there are wondering about Shopify dropshipping. You're probably seeing these stores out there that are making a ton of money. You're seeing a lot of people online that are doing Shopify, and that's their full-time online business where they're able to make passive income and live the life of their dreams. And so in this video today, as someone who has become very successful with Shopify dropshipping within the past year, I'll actually explain everything you need to know in order to become successful with Shopify, how to start a profitable online store, and everything you need to know basically to have a good grasp of how to become profitable within the next 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. It's going to take about a couple months, and with some time, focus, and effort, and some commitment, you will get there, guaranteed, as long as you just push through and as long as you are willing to learn. So I want to start off the video by saying that some of the biggest stores we see today online are actually just Shopify stores. And a lot of them, like the biggest online e-commerce stores that exist today, for example, like Movement Watches and Gymshark, they all started as simple Shopify dropshipping stores. And so as an example, Movement Watches was started by a guy who started with Shopify dropshipping, and he was doing exactly what I'm going to talk about in this video when he first started. And he grew the store from 0 to 6 figures a year, 100,000 a year, and then to $1 million a year. And then just recently he actually sold his brand Movement Watches. Maybe you've heard of Movement Watches. They've actually been advertised by a lot, probably every single social media influencer out there. They really killed it with social media influencers. That's one of the best ways actually to promote Shopify stores, which I'll talk about in this video today. But he actually sold his company Movement Watches for about $200 million to one of the largest watch companies in the world, and that was Movado Watches. So as you can see, Shopify dropshipping is one of the best online business opportunities today, not only if you want to make a full-time income for yourself through your store, but also to scale it to 6 figures, 7 figures, and then 8 figures, 9 figures, and even, who knows, 10 figures, right? And like I said, all it takes is a little bit of focus, a little bit of drive, a little bit of commitment, and believing that you can do it, right? And when I first started, just as an example, when I first started with online business, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just a student, I was working a 9-to-5 job, and I hated it. And I told myself that I had to commit to living the life of my dreams, I had to commit to success, and I had to commit to freedom. And so that's exactly what I did. And with zero experience, zero knowledge, being exactly in your shoes that you are in today, I went out there, and with those things, I succeeded. And I first succeeded in another online business with Amazon FBA, which then brought me to Shopify dropshipping, which is one of my income streams today. So before we even get into all the details of Shopify dropshipping, let's talk about what is Shopify itself. A lot of people don't understand or don't even know what Shopify is. They think Shopify is a business model, and I guess it is in some kind of way. I guess the term has been known to describe the business model. But in fact, Shopify is a tool that was created by a few Canadians, just like myself. I'm Canadian, and it was created by these Canadians who were fed up with the tools that were available on the market back then. This was, I think, about 2013, 14, maybe 2012, and they were just fed up with the tools that were available to build an online store. And back then, you had to do a lot of manual coding, and you had to do a lot of you had to know a lot about software development and all these boring things that nobody wants to learn to make money. And so what they did was they realized that there was this huge gap in the market to make this amazing tool called Shopify to actually make the online store process so much easier. And so what they've done was they've literally made it like a drag and drop thing where you create a website. And essentially what it is, for example, you can create a website called www.epicoutdoors.com. Let's say that we're doing an outdoor store, right? So you're going to create a niche store. You never want to create like a general store. So you want to create a niche store. And in this case, in this example, we're going to create an outdoors only store, epicoutdoors.com. And so what we do is we buy that store, that domain name. It's called a domain, and that's just you buy a website. You can buy this off any website like GoDaddy.com or Namecheap, just to name a few. You can buy it for about $20 if it's available. And then what you do is you install Shopify on it. You sign up for one of the Shopify plans, and then pretty much it's just drag and drop, and the whole process is super simple to create a store, to add products, to test products, and then to also fulfill your orders, get payments. You can do payments through things like PayPal, Stripe. You can also use their own system, which is Shopify Payments. So they just made it super easy and super simple for anybody out there who is watching this video today to start a Shopify store and then scale it to $1,000 a month, $10,000 a month, and $100,000 a month and more. And obviously you can really make a killing out of this, and you can really replace your 9-to-5 job, and this can be your ticket to freedom. So that's all Shopify is. It's pretty much a tool, And to get started, you actually need to sign up for one of the plans. And so the plans start at, I believe, $9 a month for Shopify Lite, and then for the Shopify Basic, which is what most of you will sign up for, it's about $29 a month. But there's actually a free trial. The link is down below. You can go and get a free trial so you can try it out. 14 days, you can go and play around, add some products, and just check it out. Now let's talk about the business model itself. So Shopify is the tool that we sign up for and we install, and it makes the process super simple for us to actually create our store on our website. Now, the business model itself is called dropshipping. Now, what dropshipping is, so let's say that we have a website, epicoutdoors.com, and we're in the outdoors niche, so we want to sell outdoors gear. And we're selling camping stoves, we're selling camping equipment, and all these things we're sourcing from suppliers in China because that's where we can find the best and cheapest products where we can actually make a profit margin. And so what we do is we usually find the suppliers on a website like AliExpress.com or Alibaba.com. Those are two of the biggest manufacturing websites in the world. Now what we do is we make our store look super nice with the Shopify tool. We make it look awesome, we make the products look awesome, and then we add a few products. And then let's say that we find a customer, right? Because we have to find our own customers using something like Facebook ads, using something like Pinterest, using something like Instagram ads, like story ads, and even feed posts, which I'll cover as well later in this video, a whole section on marketing, which I'm excited for as well. Stay tuned for that. But when we're getting our customer, we don't have to invest into any product. So when the customer goes on our website, they see the product that we've got on there, they buy one product from us. Let's say they buy a camping stove from us, right? Let's say the camping stove is $50. So they buy the camping stove for $50. I get the $50 because I'm the store owner, and then I go and then I fulfill the order with my supplier in China, and I pay the per unit fee or the cost of goods sold. So pretty much I pay for the item. It's obviously not $50 because then we wouldn't make a profit. So let's say the stove would be about $12 from our supplier. So I send $12 from those $50 to my supplier, and let's say that that covers shipping as well. And so then the supplier goes, they'll send out one unit directly to the customer who bought it, to their address, to their house. I never see the product, and so it's completely passive, right? I don't have to go and sit there in my garage and I have to package units or anything like that. I don't have to do any of that, and there's basically no risk involved because you can keep testing products, and you only have to pay your supplier when you already have the money with the profit from your customer. And so you can literally dropship anything, right? Like some of the biggest stores out there today are dropshipping stores. And a lot of people don't know about the business model. They don't know that most of these things are just simply from AliExpress.com or Alibaba.com. So the best part about dropshipping is that you can go and you can test a bunch of products without ever having to spend a penny on any product inventory. And you never have to, buy 1,000 units in advance, hold them somewhere, and then hope that your customers will actually go and buy them, that you'll find customers to buy those 1,000 units. With Shopify dropshipping, pretty much you only invest into the product after you already got the money from your customer with the profit, like I just said. So theoretically, and I don't recommend you do this, but just to explain to you how this works, you can theoretically set up a website, you can go and install Shopify on it, you can make it look super nice, you can go and find customers, and you can find like 100 customers. Let's say 100 customers buy your product from you, and then you send them an email saying it's shipped out and everything, right? Well, you can theoretically keep that money, and you never even have to invest into the product with your Chinese supplier, right? And you never have to pay the Chinese supplier. Obviously, your customers are going to get really pissed off because they're never going to get the product, and your website will be shut down very quickly. But that just shows you right there that there's no risk involved because you only pay your supplier after you receive the money from your customers. So as you can see, the pros with Shopify dropshipping are huge. And also, it is one of the biggest e-commerce type business models out there today, next to something like Amazon FBA, where you have to go and invest into units up front. But there's also other pros with Amazon FBA, like you don't have to go and find your own customers like on Shopify. So let's talk about some startup costs. And honestly, there aren't a lot of startup costs. So the very first thing that you need to spend money on is your Shopify store plan. So like I said, you can start with Shopify Lite for $9 a month. However, you won't be able to host your website on Shopify's platform. So for that, you need to get access to Shopify Basic. You need to sign up for that, which is $29 a month, and that's enough. That's all you need. But like I said, you can also start completely free with a 14-day free trial. The link for that is right down below, so you can try it out and sign up. And so the very first thing is the Shopify store plan, which is free for the first 14 days, and then either $9 a month or $29 a month. And then number two is the cost of your website. So you're gonna have to buy your domain name, which is your website, your www.epicoutdoors.com or www.epicbarbecue.com or www.epicwhatever.com, whatever store you want, right? So you just go and pay. It's about $20. Sometimes it's a little bit more expensive. It's about $20 for a domain name from GoDaddy or Namecheap, which are some of the top website providers. I usually use GoDaddy.com. I highly recommend them. And so that's two startup costs right there. And then that's literally it. And then number 3, there's literally no number 3. That's literally it. Those are your only startup costs with Shopify Dropshipping because, like I said, you don't have to go and buy 1,000 units of startup inventory, and you only invest into the product, into each individual unit of the product after you receive the money from your customers. So then by far, the biggest startup cost that comes with Shopify Dropshipping is obtaining your customers. And that really varies. That's why we can't put a price tag on it, right? If we're using something like Facebook ads, we would expect about a good startup cost is about $250 to $500 on Facebook ads. And we're testing, different interests. Let's say if we're doing the outdoor store, we're testing different interests based on the outdoor. So for example, with Facebook ads, we can target people that are interested in the United States, let's say, or in the Big Four. Usually for Shopify, we do the Big Four, so United States, Canada, the UK, and Australia. Those are the most profitable countries for Shopify Dropshipping, where most of your customers will come from. And we can target something like, if we're doing an outdoor store, we can target people that are interested in camping, people that are interested in tents, people that are interested in Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, all these interests that people logically like that are interested in these kinds of products. And so with those Facebook ads, you're gonna be pretty much spending, it really depends on you, but I recommend a startup budget of between $10 to $20 a day for each interest. And then that way you'll be able to spend money on those interests, targeting on Facebook ads, and then you'll be able to see, okay, let's say if I spend $10 to obtain this customer, is that profitable or not? And so with the Facebook ads, what you do is you turn off the interests that are unprofitable, and then you scale up the interests that are profitable. So once you do find a profitable Facebook ad campaign, then you can just scale that up to $100 a day, $1,000 a day, because if you're spending $1,000 a day on that campaign, it's making you a lot more money than that $1,000 a day back. And of course, one important startup cost that I guess I missed is the time that you spend on finding a niche, the time that you spend on testing products, and the time that you spend on looking at other successful stores in your niche and getting ideas from those stores. Because your most successful Shopify store, like the best advice I can give you is do not reinvent the wheel. Find a store that's already working and pretty much copy the strategy, but also do some real entrepreneurship, like really improve the product, try to improve the store, try to get better pictures, get all of your own original content, of course, but look at the things they're doing right and then just pretty much emulate them. So like I said, with your Facebook ads, a good starting budget would be about $250 to $500 a day. And a lot of people are afraid of Facebook ads. Facebook ads do have somewhat of a steep learning curve. However, trust me, they're not that complicated. And if you're willing to learn, there's a lot of great materials on my YouTube channel. I've got a lot of amazing videos on Facebook ads. And I've also got a free training for Shopify down below. And you guys can check it out right there. I'll show you everything you need to know to start a profitable Shopify store with running something like Facebook ads and also other amazing marketing techniques. But you also don't have to only rely on Facebook ads. You can also do Instagram story ads, which are amazing in 2019, Instagram feed ads, and just having an amazing Instagram profile, having an amazing social media presence. That'll get you a lot of customers alone. And then also, of course, really important, another startup cost that I forgot to mention is custom coding. And I always like to hire a coder for my Shopify stores because then I can really get it like exactly the way that I want. And that can cost, anywhere between $100 to $200 to $300. But it's really, really worth it because then your store will look absolutely beautiful. Trust me, 99% of people that get into Shopify dropshipping, that get into internet business, they put in zero effort, and they think that after spending a lifetime of pretty much working a 9-to-5 job that's obsolete and that literally has no relevance today, and it's probably going to be eliminated by AI within the next 10, 20 years. They think that they can just put in a couple days into learning something like Shopify, learning something like Facebook ads, and they think they can hit 6 figures, and that's not going to happen. But if you're one of those people that is an action taker and you know that you can achieve freedom in your life, you know that you can quit that 9-to-5 job, you know that there's a lot more to life than just sticking to society's script, then trust me, Shopify isn't that hard. It's much easier than going to college for 4 years and going into debt and spending $100K and going into debt for that. So now let me give you guys an example of an actual product, let's say that we're selling on Shopify, and how much profit we can expect. So let's say we're selling that camping stove for $50 on Shopify. Let's say that it's costing us $12 from our supplier in China per unit, including shipping via ePacket to either the United States, Australia, Canada, or the UK, which are the big 4. Like I said, those are the best countries for Shopify dropshipping. And ePacket is the service agreement between the United States and those countries. In China, there's a lot of countries that have an agreement with China where it's a lot cheaper shipping. So it's much faster than the 1 month that it takes. It'll take about 14 days to come. So now if we do the $50 that someone pays for the camping stove minus $12 for the product from China, that leaves $38 for Facebook ads. That's the money that we can spend on Facebook ads. And so if we go and if we spend $15 for a customer to acquire a customer for our Shopify store for our product, that means that $38 minus $15 is our profit. which means on a $50 product, we've made $23 in profit without even investing in any inventory, without risking any capital. And that's about a 40 to 50% profit margin. Now, of course, if you don't have really good Facebook ads, then that profit margin really goes down, right? But then you can always optimize. You can always turn off the bad Facebook ads. You can turn on the good Facebook ads, scale them up. So it's all under your control. And profit margins will always vary. Unit costs for products will always vary. For Shopify dropshipping, I can tell you for a fact, the goal is to get people is to always upsell your customers and to always get them to buy more than one unit from your store. So if you're running a Facebook ad, here's a golden tip. Always try to bring them to your store and use a bunch of different apps and things like that. There's a lot of apps in the Shopify App Store like Hurify and discounted pricing, a lot of these things which will allow you to upsell. And let's say if they're trying to buy 2 units, you can get them to buy 2 units at like a 10% off discount, 3 units 15% off. And so things like that, there's a lot of different things that you can do, but the goal is to get the average cart value above $50. That's where most of the profit margin is made. If you're selling a product at $20, it's really hard to break even on your Facebook ads. You can, but it's just more difficult. And eventually, once you actually hit a successful store and you've hit 6 figures, one secret that I've actually used to scale my store to the 7-figure mark is to actually begin sourcing in bulk. And so by the time that you're actually, making a ton of money from your Shopify store, and I'm talking about 100K a month or more in revenue, then obviously you know which products you're selling that are doing really well. You can just go and invest in bulk. You can find those suppliers on Alibaba, or even with the same supplier, you can invest in bulk. There's no risk because you already know, okay, if I pay $30,000 in unit costs, I know I'm going to make back $100,000, $150,000 on those unit costs because from the past, right now my store is already selling these products, and this way it's a lot better because you can actually get them into fulfillment centers and you can get 3 to 5 days shipping to your customers. And so there's a whole other, way to get this to like the $10 million mark and things like that, which I'm in right now. That's where I'm at. But yeah, that's pretty much like what you do. But you don't have to worry about that when you're starting. Just stick to the basics, stick to what I've talked about, and just put the time into it and put the effort into it. So there you go. That is Shopify dropshipping, one of the most powerful business models today. And as you can see, you're building a real business. It's not some kind of a scheme. It's not some kind of a way to make money. You're building a real business, just like the guy did with Movement Watches. I'm sorry, I don't know his name. I think his name was Jake, but I'm not sure. Anyway, he built a business and he sold it for $200 million, right? So anybody watching this video can do that. And I bet you if he was watching this video right now, he would be one of those people that would take action and that would really believe in himself and would actually go and learn from someone who's already successful and, watch a lot of great content, take a course, maybe invest in himself and invest in a mentor, right? Obviously. And then, he would just stay focused on that one thing. And then after a couple of years, bam, sold for $200 million. Anybody can do that watching this video, I guarantee you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Now, to get your Shopify free trial, link is down below. You guys can try it completely free. And so if you guys don't like it, you can just cancel before the free trial is done. And also there's gonna be a link down below where I'm hosting a free training to show you every single thing you need to know to start a profitable Shopify store with some of the best techniques that have worked for me in 2019. Link is down below. And then I'm also inviting you guys to join the most motivated group of Shopify entrepreneurs on the internet where we're sharing the best techniques, the best tips. And I'm also in there answering people's questions when I've got time. So, I have a lot of things. I have a lot of online businesses, but when I'm on Facebook, when I'm in there, I'm answering people's questions. So the link for that is down below, Shopify Freedom Entrepreneurs. If you want to win a MacBook Pro, I'm giving away a MacBook. A lot of people don't have access to a good computer. Link is down below for that as well. It takes 5 seconds to enter. Just go click it. Subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Follow me on social media, Instagram, Snapchat. And all that's left is to go take action and start that amazingly profitable Shopify store. Hope you guys enjoyed. Dan here. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.